Wow guys, Shion's design looks really neat. Although I wonder why she looks so human. I mean, there could be like a million reasons for it. Overwatch hates women, she wants to look more human for respect. Maybe that's something to do with her past.
Super, next part.
What? Guess I was scrolling through YouTube when I found this theory. The Shion theory that makes a surprising amount of sense with this golden thumbnail. Now, I could just shut up about this, but to be honest, I haven't uploaded in a while, so I think I just put all my eggs in one basket and gamble on this theory being false. I mean, what's the worst that can happen, right? This is gonna age very badly.
First place. To keep the age rating of the game safe, the Overwatch devs team has had to downplay a lot of violence and mature themes that exist in the world of Overwatch. And I think, through the hints that are available to us, that Shion might be a gynoid, or in other words, a form, given sentience through Aurora's transcendence. Despite the reputation of Overwatch and sexualized characters in general, these designs can be used to communicate deeper meanings in characters, with 3 examples being Domina, Mercy, and Moira. Domina's sexually attractive appearance is obviously, yes, to sell skins, but it's also an allegory for how corporations are run. She appears perfect, beautiful, and sexy, like how you want to be and like how companies want to be perceived. Like she's got it all together, but deep inside, she's rotten to the core, deeply insecure, and pure evil.
Now this is a very big claim, because they really haven't. He uses Domina as an example, but this isn't an allegory. They literally tell you this when you play the game. They tell you she's a fraud and only puts on the perfect act for the public. There's nothing really downplayed.
As for Mercy and Moira, their designs reflect the pretty flowery good boy ethical science, whereas Moira's more aged appearance combined with her actively necrotizing body reflects the darker underbelly of science.
Okay, and then again, alongside Mercy and Moira, again, this isn't downplayed at all. They literally tell you, Moira experiments on living humans. Reaper, if you play the game, you would find this out. You're framing this as if it's like a super hidden detail, like in between the lines. Like you'd miss this if you just even blinked. If you just listen and read and play the game, you would understand. Okay, there's no reason to make this like bigger than it is. Well, in your case, there is a reason, so you can more effectively sell the concept of her being like one of those quote-unquote pleasure bots. I'm not gonna say the actual name.
Omnics, at the end of the day, are robots. They were all built to serve a purpose. Robots are made to be as efficient as possible with designs fit for that role.
Okay, sure, let's take your argument. If it's supposed to be as efficient as possible, why does she have metal tits? That would not be as efficient as possible for that kind of purpose, would it? And just looking at her hands, they seem really metallic. Listen, dude, that would not feel good. If this theory is true, her creators are dumbasses. Oh, and also the Overwatch team would be stupid, because if this theory was true, they wouldn't be able to convey it correctly. This sucks. Like, on a surface level, it would look like, oh my god, she looks like a woman, and she's a robot, and robots usually don't look like women, so she's a sex bot. But if you really think about it, if she was, why would she be 90% metal and not like silicon, right? Before you say, oh, but Swindler, you want to see realistic boobs in game? First of all, yeah. Second of all, no, but they get like, I don't know, make her jackets a different material or something. But because like now it's just cold hard metal. Same with her hands, it's cold hard metal, and I'm just gonna assume her legs would also be cold hard metal. This would not be a good way to tell that kind of story. Okay, listen to me. It would not, like, through her character design alone. And then we haven't even gotten in her actual like personality, which I have a lot to say about too, but we haven't even got into that. This is just me looking at the person in front of me and seeing this design does not translate into what you're trying to say.
Although yes, the Overwatch world has been cleared that Omnics do have the capability to change their appearances, it is not a widespread practice and is frowned upon, hence why the freaks are the way they are. So this massively hints towards this design being Shion's original design.
Okay, and murdering people and cutting off kids' limbs and kidnapping isn't frowned upon? What's your argument here? Well, you see guys, since changing her appearance is frowned upon, she definitely did not change her appearance. Like, she hasn't done 20 times worse. I'm pretty sure every single Omnic will be like, yo, what the fuck's wrong with you if you kidnapped people like kids and shit? Like what? This isn't a good argument. This doesn't make sense. Also, post-edit Swindler here. I just wanted to say, he says this is her original design, well, we can clearly see like the Hashimoto tiger on her hair, so we know she definitely did something to her appearance. So this also just falls flat. I just want to say that, as you can see, clearly she did change what, like, some parts of her body. Also, I still don't really know where it's described that it's kind of frowned upon, because like I've seen a lot of Omnics in like the comics change their appearance. Like Maximilian does it, that random dude with the fucking balding hairline does it, like everyone does it. So again, prove me wrong, but I don't really know where it's like said canonically that it's a bad thing to change yourself as an Omnic.
Which is an incredibly strange choice, as she has a distinctly human face, which Omnics are built not to have.
Okay, so I know people in the comments are gonna call out like Echo. Echo is not an Omnic, okay? So please don't use that as an argument. Echo is a fucking android. It was made after the Omnic crisis. Also, Aurora kinda looks vaguely like a human, but I really don't like that theory, mainly because it implies that the Overwatch lore team just actually remembers her design, which we all know they fucking didn't.
However, unfortunately for Shion, even after becoming sentient, Omnics still have the memory of their past lives, and can then assign meanings to those memories, as demonstrated by Bob having happy memories raising Ash, despite the fact that at the time he could not feel those emotions. This then unfortunately leads to the incredibly dark conclusion that Shion's anger towards humans, deep-seated fear of betrayal, and general hatred of kindness, and the belief in it being a weakness, could come from spending God knows how many years locked in the closet of some dingy love hotel and used as a sex toy her entire life.
Okay, chill. Listen. The reason I hate this theory is not because, oh, a bad word, oh my god, mature, but because I don't have enough faith in the Overwatch lore team to actually handle these mature themes with respect. So you see her hatred for humans, right? She has big hatred for humans. But she works with humans. Like a lot of humans. And not in the Ramatra kind of way of, oh, we have a common goal for now. No, she just does. And yes, I'm assuming the other clan elders are also at least partially human. Also, I'm still kind of stuck on how particular that makes sense, because you say, oh, this is why she thinks kindness is a weakness and she's so scared of betrayal, but like, she never trusted anyone, did she? Like, you didn't give us an example of her trusting someone and a trust breaking for her to be so wary of trusting someone again, of like being so untrusting, to put it like that. And also like with the kindness, like, it would make more sense if you said she's never been shown kindness, that's why she thinks it's weak. But no. You say something completely different that just, it doesn't fit in here. You just say, oh, well, it makes sense because this and this and that, but the this and this and that does not make sense. It doesn't follow the same coherent, cohesive way of thinking that you'd expect.
I think something like this, it's hard to pretend that I wouldn't also head a criminal enterprise that causes suffering to the general area I was in, just in the hopes of getting even a modicum of revenge.
See, and this is where the theory kind of falls flat, because if that happened to me, I'd want to exterminate the human race, and not in a rhyme kind of way, but like in an actual genuine genocide kind of way. It's just really odd to me that you go from being abused to being a major criminal in some densely populated area. At best, it's just kind of weird. It doesn't make any sense. The train of thought is kind of weird. And
this perfectly explains her design and her personality, as she is much more hostile than even Ramatra. Ramatra is undoubtedly a radical, but as demonstrated in many stories and comics, you can reason with Ramatra. He is not pure evil, he is simply a man with a goal. Meanwhile, Shion seems to be inflicting as much damage as possible, to go as low as torturing a little boy who lost both his parents for no other reason than personal gain.
No, it doesn't. Ram isn't even quote-unquote hostile. Okay, he is, but he's like comparable to Magneto from the X-Men. He just wants liberation from his people. He's an Omnic Malcolm X. Now, compared to Shion, who's a robot Al Capone, the differences start to make a lot more sense now, don't they?
It also explains her mental instability and her actions towards kindness as demonstrated in her fight with Mizuki in the comic, with loaded language that seems to suggest she sees somewhat of herself in Mizuki as someone broken by tragedy, and why she is so unbelievably hostile to someone who is able to move on from their past. This is demonstrated in her final line in the comic, where she says, "Bring me Mizuki." She doesn't give a fuck about the fact that the clan elders want her, she's lost Toshiro, Overwatch are nearby, she is only interested in getting Mizuki back.
Now, I want to add my own 2 cents to this theory, alright? So you said something about her personality. Now, I propose she was just a simple maid bot, or someone that like take care of people, and not in a sexual kind of way. That was supposed to care for like children or something, hence the womanly figure, so the children would see, oh, this isn't just a big hunk of metal, like Zenyatta or something, like, a lot like Bob. Now, something bad happens to those kids, either it be abuse from the parents or whatever, okay, whatever, you just fill in the blanks, okay, nothing sexual again. I mean, her whole speech to Mizuki just sounds like an abusive mother. So what if she just absorbed all of that bullshit and now tries to be a mother figure for Mizuki, who very coincidentally also lost his parents? I mean, it makes a lot of sense, right? She sees a kid, doesn't have parents, and she just gets, I don't know, maternal instincts, I don't know. Now that Mizuki's gone, she's kinda lost that control she's kinda had over her kid. Again, her speech genuinely sounds like something you'd hear like an abusive mother tell her child. Especially this part, I'll put it on screen, especially this part. Like, when she says, "You're mine, I made you," blah, blah, blah. Like, it just really sounds like an abusive mother, don't you think? Like, again, that theory could also be true. But okay, all jokes aside, don't go sending hate to this dude. Yes, the theory lacks any kind of proof or foundation, and it's just, if woman robot, why boobs? And if the theory happens to be false, whatever. If it happens to be true, I'll just look like a dumbass. I don't give a fuck. I just really dislike this theory, and I think he does a very poor way of explaining things by either like exaggerating the details or understating other facts just to like fit it in the narrative. But tell me what you guys think. Again, this theory could work, but listen, you gotta need a lot more proof than just, oh, if woman robots, why boobs? If not sex bots? It's just kinda like, whatever, dude. But yeah, with that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.